Now imagine, imagine if there was a plugin that told you when your mix was done. Imagine if there was a plugin that gave you a checklist for you to check, so that you can be confident enough to know that now my mix is done. Imagine if there was a plugin that helped you get way better mixes, way better masters. Imagine if this plugin, as in, while you're still imagining, just imagine, and get this, it exists. Right? Follow me on the video. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's get to it. Welcome back to another plugin review. It's your boy Cgnature. Now today we're going to be previewing a plugin that was on sale and eventually free on Plugin Boutique. I'm not sure if it still is, but go check it out. Let me preview the beat. Nice. So the plugin is called Levels by a company called Master the Mix. You can get the plugin on pluginboutique.com. Let me go and check the mono compatibility here. Stereo, mono, stereo. So it competes, although you can hear a big difference between the stereo and the mono version of the song. We're going to try to work on that a bit here and there. But this is a beautiful plugin, beautiful interface. I'm going to go through all of the controls, just a brief overview of all of them step by step. Let me play the song. Okay, this is the mono button where you check the mono compatibility. And then now the song is on stereo. Okay, so here we have the peak, and basically the peak is how loud the song hits, the loudest peak, the true peak, and you gotta hit below 0, hit your negative numbers. Here we have the Lufs, the short-term Luf, and the integrated Lufs or LUFS. Here we have the dynamic range, we have the bass space, we have the loudness range, and here we have the stereo field. So here you also have presets. You choose a preset, then you work from there. We're going to choose the loud one since this is just a beat without any vocals on it, and I want it to be aggressive and very loud as possible. So let me just loop this section. Right, let's get to cooking. Okay, let's start with the peak. Okay, good. So this is pretty much how it looks visually when it's processed, when it has an input signal going through it. Let's choose that preset, loud. Okay. So we already spoke about the mono. And then now this is the peak, and you can see the values as I hover like on top of all of the controls. It tells us that you must stick within these values for each and every one of those controls. You're gonna see those info pop-ups. So look at how that meter is showing, and look at the peak there, because that digital meter on the mixer, it can be very inaccurate. Then here we have the short-term LUFS, we have the integrated LUFS. So it shows the value of the loudness, like average loudness of the song. And then we go to the dynamic range. This is where it shows, since it's going all green, means we're on the safe side, so we don't really have it too compressed. We have a lot of dynamics on the song, which is good. Then we come to the bass space. Now the interesting part about the bass space, check here, it says mute the kick and bass here. then it can work accurately. So we're going to do that, mute the bass and we mute the kick, and then let me show you how it works. Let's click done. Now it's going to show you the build up as the song plays, right? So since we've muted the kick and the bass, you see that from 40 Hz we have nothing, no build up there, no low end rumble, no nothing, which is good. So we're on the safe side. Now let me turn them back on and show you how that can impact. Let me just, you see with the kick you already have something, so it's complaining there. Let me turn off the kicks, turn on the bass, do the same thing. You see there's build up again there. The bass is dominating around your 80 Hz and whatnot. So with them switched on, like off, sorry, it shows that we're good. We have no unnecessary muddiness. The only low end we have is coming from the kick and the bass, which is good. We go to the loudness range unit. Let me switch on everything. Don't mind that yellow first part. Now we're good. So there we're not supposed to be going below 3 as it shows you there. We're perfect, we're good. We move on to the next, the stereo field. Now you can see with the stereo field that we keep going orange and red. That's not good. We need to stay at the very least around the orange to green range, not any reds. So we're gonna fix that. And how we fix that is basically look at all your separate mixer channel elements and check which plugin is too wide, right? So we're gonna fix this just to give you a clear into-depth view of how you can use this plugin to fix a lot of your mix problems. There we go. You see the reds, we want to take that off. So let's really go deep and find out what's messing up the stereo field, right? Let me take out the kick. Let's play that. You see how red it's getting? So pretty much it's saying that the kick is the main element that's making the whole mix a bit more mono. But otherwise, most of the instruments are just too spaced out and too wide. So we need to go and check what's the main element that's causing this problem. So either it's one of the melodies or even the bass. We're going to get to find out that. So let's go and just solo the unnecessary ones, the ones that we least expect or suspect. So you see we're still going red, so the problem is still there even after muting that sound. Let's mute the next one. Let's reset. Press play. There we go. Now we have the bass, just the bass alone, and you can see how red it is. So the problem is the bass. Let me switch the other elements, the other melodies. You see that the element, this main melody alone is not the problem. It's sticking within the orange to green range, so it's not causing much of the problem. Let's try the other melody. So we're also good here. We're slightly a bit orange, or rather slightly yellow and green. We're very good here, so there are no problems here. These two together don't really have a problem. Even with the kick, you can see we don't really have problems. So now we're 100% sure that the problem is caused by the bass, right? So the issue is the bass. We found the source of our problem. So we're going to try and fix that now. It sounded cool before, but it's mainly caused by this widening plugin. So I might take that one off. Because you see, even though I tried to push the separation a bit closer and made it a bit mono, it's still saying that the bass is moving a lot in the stereo field. It's not really fully mono. So with your low end and your bass, you need to try your level best to keep it as much mono as possible, basically. So let me add maybe passive EQ, since this can do mid and side processing. So I want to strictly just go to the mid and side mode. let me switch. Let me hold on. So here I'm gonna try go to the mid and side mode and then cut a lot of the sides on the bass and try to leave it as mono as possible. And then see if that fixes our problem. So mid side, okay, and then unlink it here, and then I'm gonna push. You see how it's linked now? So I'm gonna unlink it and push this maybe even above 60 here. Let me put it there, and then let's switch it on. Let's try previewing if we've made any improvements. There we go. There we go. You see how our bass is still moving, but now it's very much green to the yellow range. We are not getting any reds. You see when I switch it off, it goes red. Let me reset that. If I turn it off, it's red. Right? So let me switch the plugin on. So that problem is fixed now. We're very much good. So through this plugin, basically, you can sort of go through your master or even your mix and see if it balances proper on the stereo field, the bass space. Does it have a good dynamic range? What's the LUFS reading? What's the peak loudness that it's hitting? Does it have good mono to stereo compatibility? Like all of that. The mixes, this plugin, it's a very good analyzer, a very good way to ensure that your mix is done. If your mix can pass all these tests, I'm telling you, you're on your way to a very good mix, which will make a very beautiful master at the end. Alright. Hope you like the plugin. Hope you go and check it out. I highly advise you, before you watch my next video or go search another video on YouTube, go to pluginboutique.com and check if the plugin is still free and get it while you can. I promise you, you'll never live to regret this plugin. It's an awesome plugin. So shout out to the people of Master to the Mix. Otherwise, it's your boy Cgnature. Hope you enjoy it. Catch you next time. I had a beautiful day. Hope you do too. Peace.